Government of Jamaica is committed to the deployment and use of body-worn cameras for the Jamaica Constabulary Force and indeed, where necessary, for the JDF. There is no conflict, there is no indecisiveness. It is something that we are doing and will continue to do. There is a sense, however, that these implementation and deployment of technologies like body-worn cameras can be done with merely the snap of a finger. For us to deploy effectively, we could always do for show, buy body-worn cameras and pin them on your uniform. But when you go to collect the footage, there is nowhere to store it. There is no storage. Okay? All right, let's say we store it locally. There is no consistent management. A computer goes down, you lose all of that. So for us to deploy cameras, it is not about the deployment of the camera. The camera is the least of the system of being able to capture real-time footage of police doing their duties. First of all, we have to build a back end to store the data. We need to have a data center. We need to be able to connect the cameras to docks and docks to that data center. There's an entire infrastructure that has to be built with broadband connectivity to move the footage from the docks to a secure data center. That is about, well, more than $1 billion of investment that will have to be made, which we have started to. We have in procurement now over $200 million for cameras. And we procured last time about $70 million worth of cameras. And we continue to procure. So I want the country to be assured that the government is 100% committed to having body-worn cameras become a standard feature of the police officer's kit. But for it to be done, it does take serious planning. Now consider, with everything that the government has to do, if we're going to be spending billions of dollars on the technology, we also have billions of dollars to spend on the roads that people complain about, the garbage to be collected. So it can't all be done all at once. You elect governments to make the decisions and the trade-offs, what you do now, what you do in the future, to get everything done. And I think that we have made the correct decision as to how we are moving ahead with the deployment of the technology, not for show, but for the real effective use of the technology. Because you can have cameras and it don't help because you don't have this entire ecosystem for it to be used. And so we are building out that ecosystem.